Hey all, here are OS Reviews. Some of you guys may recall that a few weeks back we checked out a smart mini label printer called the D30 from Phomemo, and it works pretty well in terms of generating small labels, customizing everyday objects, putting your name on it, or even using it for labeling merchandise if you're a small store or seller, and has a lot of applications. It connects using Bluetooth to a smartphone, which allows you to personalize what you want to print, and it's also very affordable, selling for around 35 bucks. Well, today we're taking a look at another mini printer slash label maker that's even more affordable. This one here called the P12, still from Phomemo, the same company, actually sells for only $19. Although, notably, to make the price point so low, one of the omissions this time is actually it's using AAA batteries to operate as opposed to a rechargeable built-in battery. Of course, you can also supply your own rechargeable AAA batteries, but by default it doesn't come with any in the box, and hence it's why this model is able to become even cheaper. Thermal transfer printing, and it supports up to 18 colors for the labels themselves, also prints in black and white, and up to 3 lines of printing, and some example of applications for storage and organization, gardening, document classification, clothing, so on and so forth. Now a closer look at the design. It's constructed out of a polycarbonate plastic, so it is pretty lightweight and definitely very compact, so as a printer it's easy to put into a backpack, for example, and take one on the road. Here it is next to the aforementioned D30 from before, and next to each other I would say the dimensions on the front here, the P12 is smaller, but in terms of thickness, the D30 is also slimmer as well, so it overall evens out. I wouldn't say one is necessarily smaller in volume than the other, and they both have pretty cute overall designs and appearance. We have a window here that you can peek through and how much of the tape is remaining for printing on, and then there's also a part here that's where the actual printed text will come out from, and then you can press down on here to cut it off. There's some rubber feet on the bottom here that prevents it from sliding around if you put it like this, and then there's simply just a power key on the side here with a notification LED light. Now to pop in the compartment for tape, you can just pry open the top lid here, and this is how you can swap out the cartridges. One of them is included. It's a white colored standard cartridge, 12 millimeters by 4 millimeters. Speaking of, you can pick up refill cartridges for just a few bucks, and you can also find them in other colors as well. So that's the background of the sticker that's going to be printed out. So this one here is what they call avocado green. There's another color here for ocean blue. We also have kind of this reddish color, sakura pink, and finally there is also a fresh yellow. And now on the other side is where you can pop in the batteries. So this is the aforementioned 6 AAA slots. Luckily it is relatively energy efficient, so even with one-time use batteries, it should last you for a few months before you need to swap them out. So the app here is called Print Master, which is actually the same one that we saw with the D30. It's compatible with most of their mini printers, and we just simply connect to it using Bluetooth. Just tap on the plus symbol to create a label, and we're able to create different borders as well as enter text directly, or even a sticker that we may want to print. So let's just directly try and print something quickly. Let's say a sticker for now, and it's going to load some default options, although you can also print out emojis directly from your keyboard of your phone if you wanted to. Flowers, weather, festival, commodity, stationery. So depending on what you're trying to label, there's all types of things which have been specialized, and you can find them in this pretty large collection. So let's say I'm satisfied with this, I can confirm, and afterwards if I want to, I can tap on print directly on the app. I can also create different copies. Let's say I want to print out 2 of these, and if I'm satisfied, I'll tap on print. Now, after a second here, you can see the print start to come out, but there's actually a film covering up the final print that you have to rip off before revealing the finished result, which, as you can see here, actually looks quite good in terms of the detail, and it's instantly going to be dry as well. And since it is a label, the other side is also a sticker, so you can peel off the back like this, and go ahead and attach it onto whatever object that you want to. So typing out OS reviews, you can also change things like the font size as well, in addition to the spacing. We can tweak other characteristics like the aforementioned border. So let's say I wanted to have something labeling the sides. If it was a quote, I can also do that, and it will apply that border effect and give you a preview. Other effects here can be a bit more fun, depending on what tone you're going for. If you want to make it more of a sporty vibe or a casual vibe, all of those can actually be adjusted just by playing with some of these borders, and that is a pretty neat way of further decorating and customizing things. So if I find one that I am satisfied with, let's try this journal for example, we can just tap on confirm, and In terms of settings, final things we can adjust include if we want to align the text to the center versus onto the left or right, and even the way that the direction of the text will be displayed. If you want to flip it like this, now we are printing out a text, and once again, it's a pretty fast process. We can cut off the label here, it will pop out. Once again, you can't really see it until you peel back the plastic film, which is kind of interesting. It's not something that we actually had on the other printer, and you can see almost the inverse of your image on the other side. And now we have our finalized result. Back onto the home screen, under the second tab, Previous Records, you can also find if you've saved any previous labels, you want to just use it again for printing quickly, you can do that. Now, you will see here that the limitations of the P12 is that the things that you can print is definitely more watered down compared to the D30 and also the larger mini thermal printer that prints out full images. So on this one, for example, it seems like we aren't able to print out, let's say, a barcode, a QR code, or even, again, a photo. It is really a limitation of the software more than the hardware, since again, the difference between these two is pretty much just the rechargeable battery. They just purposefully limited some of the functions on this cheaper P12 to make the more expensive model seem a bit more advanced and giving you more printing options, which is a bit of a shame, but at least the upside is if they wanted to in the future, they can also unlock those functions just using the app directly, since there is really no reason why you can't print a barcode versus a text. So that's more or less it as far as our quick hands-on look at the Phomemo P12. Again, really just their cheapest mini printer, mini label maker yet. So you can check out more details if you're interested in the links below, find out more details. But for now, that's been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews.